Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee, and it is time to take a look at Tales of Arise. This is an open-world action-adventure JRPG from the developers at Bandai Namco. Here in this video, we're going to take a look at the game, show you some combat, a bunch of general gameplay, we'll look at the core features, that sort of thing, and then at the end of the game, I will give you my thoughts on, is this game worth playing? So without further ado, let's jump right in. With this being a Tales game, the first question you might ask is, do I have to play all the other ones to understand what is happening in this one? And the answer to that is no. For the Tales series, kind of like Final Fantasy to a degree, they are not connected and you can just jump in them and not have any issues whatsoever. But welcome to the world of Tales of Arise. Game has a very nice art style, fantastic music and voice acting and all that fun stuff. I think here in this video, I want to go ahead and we're going to start by going through the menus, and I think that will give you a good idea of exactly what this game is and how it works. So we'll just go right down the list here, starting with items. With this being an RPG, you will, of course, get loot. And there's also a cooking system, so you can see a lot of what's on screen right now is weird cooking materials. But you'll get some weapons, some armor, some different things that you can actually upgrade your weapons with, so forth and so on. Next over, we're going to go over to the arts screen. And this is something that you can unlock as you are actually leveling up your characters. This particular screen is also part of the action combat system. So you're basically given a limited action set. Now, I'm currently playing this on PC with an Xbox controller, but you can switch over to mouse and keyboard if you want to as well. For this particular screen, you have your different characters, and you are essentially assigning the abilities you unlock to certain buttons. And that kind of goes into the combo system as well, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. But yeah, you are able to fully, customize this, do whatever attacks you want, put them on whatever buttons you want, so that's a very nice system. If we jump over to equipment, this is essentially your gear slots for your different characters. So if we go back over to this character, he's basically like a monk-style character with like gauntlets, and right now he only has a couple of different options. But you'll see here as I switch between these, it does change the look on the character, and you can also see that there are stats involved. So if I were to switch over to the Beast Fist, I'm actually losing attack and elemental attack and penetration and that sort of thing. You can see here there are different armors as well, and then there are different accessories that you can pick up and or craft and upgrade, which will give you some stats as well. But you're able to do this for every character. It should also be noted that technically speaking, the game doesn't have a main character. So there's a lot of RPGs out there where it's like, oh, you have your character that you designed and then you pick up companions. This game is not like that. There's no actual making of a character. You simply start out with one character, and then from there you progress the story, and you're actually able to switch who is the party leader both inside of combat and outside of combat. And I can show you that here in a second as well. The skill panel, this is essentially your skill tree for the game, and each character has their own skill tree. It's basically these little bubbles, and then each bubble has like different points on the circle, so to speak. As you're leveling up, you're getting these SP points, which you can then put into these. Now, these things are a combination of passives and abilities. So you can actually look at one of these circles, and the different circles are actually themed, and you can say, okay, I want to pick up this ability, and then this passive, and that sort of thing. Next, we'll switch over to strategy mode. Now, with this being an action combat game, you are controlling one character, and then all of your companions are also on the battlefield at any given time. And there's some other games that have done stuff like this. Like, I know, like Dragon Age Origins, off the top of my head, had a system like this where you can essentially issue like an overall command to all of the companions, And you can say, like, all right, focus on healing, go all out against bosses, fight with moderation, and then you can see down at the bottom, it gives you like a short description on what exactly that means. But as you can see here, you can set up 4, and then you can also flag 1 as a default. You also have the option to click on these, and there's actually a bunch more that are not listed there. So you can actually just, again, go through here, customize like the 4 main ones you want, and then go ahead and select a default. Next is actually outfits. So this is more of the cosmetic side of things. The other screen did show how we could change like the look on the weapons, but not the armor. But this is where you can actually change like your armor look and other customization that you can pick up, like hair and attachments and weapon skins and stuff like that. And a lot of this is stuff that you pick up in the game itself, especially these attachments. You actually find these owls, and then once you find the owls, you can put all kinds of weird stuff on your characters. Personally, I think we're going to stay with the sunglasses because it makes me look cool. Next up, there is a field guide with like lots of helpful info and that sort of thing. Pretty standard for this type of game. Next up, we'll jump into the change party leader. So right now I have Alphen as my party leader. So as we are walking around the world, it is Alphen that is showing as my character. But at any time I can come in here and I can change this over to, let's say, Rinwell. And now Rinwell is the character that I have running around. So that's kind of how you can pick your main character. And then there's a little bit of a side to that as well. And from here, I can... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to Alphen here. There's also an edit that you can do. And this actually has to do with the character you're controlling in combat. Now, when you're in combat, you can change it as well. But this is like a different screen. So as you can see on the D-pad, you can have 4 characters selected. And then whichever one is the flagged character, that is the character that you directly control within combat. So from here, I think I will actually go ahead and show you how the combat works, because I know for games like this, a lot of people are very interested in the combat. The combat is very, very fast, and I'm going to explain a few things outside of combat here, because I think it's just going to be easier because of how fast it is. The characters, as I showed, you're able to customize sort of their main abilities with like X, Y, and then like the buttons and the triggers. That works into the combo system for the game, so you can't just sit there and punch one ability over and over and over again. You essentially get diminished returns, so the game wants to have you rotate those buttons or those abilities. So you go like X, Y, trigger, X, Y, button, something along those lines, and you'll see the character actually go through the rotation on the combat. The game also features a number of different meters that you are trying to build up, and that goes into a number of different like special abilities and ultimate abilities, that sort of thing. So every character has what I would call 2 ultimate abilities just by themselves, and then there are also group attacks, and it comes across as like very Dragon Ball Z-esque. But let's go ahead and just jump right in, and I can show you what this is all about.
Go no further!
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it here for a second, and from the pause mode, you can actually switch your targets. So I'm actually going to switch over to this rhino boar thing on the side here. The other thing that we'll take a look at here in the pause mode is you'll notice that you've got some CP points, which is your special points for like healing and that sort of thing. You can see the health bars on the right side, and then you can see the different party members over on the far left, and you'll actually see different flashing that happens around their portraits, and then that will give you the indicator on whether or not one of the specials is available. And you're actually able to issue these commands to your party members as you are still controlling your main character. Alright, so here we go. The game also does feature a full dodge roll system, and you can jump up in the air and do some floaty attacks as well. So I'm going to come over to this boar here. We're just going to start punching on it here.
Don't worry, because Law's on it.
So, if I pause here for a second, you will notice that Alphen, the guy at the bottom, his portrait is now flashing, meaning that he can do a solo ultimate. So, here we go.
You picked the wrong.
So he comes in, does his thing, and I'm still controlling my character.
Astral energy.
This is a group attack. You'll see that it actually flashed blue like very, very quickly. So here's two more.
I never miss. Confiscated.
I'm going to continue my punches over here on this guy.
Get toasty.
Burn strike.
So, as you can tell,
There's always
very
room for
fast,
improvement.
very crazy, but very, very fun. The boss fights in this game in particular are very, very cool. So we're going to just kind of go around this area here and just fight some of these guys. So as I mentioned in the opening, this is I'm going to call this an open world game, but the game itself is actually zone-based, and you're able to freely go from zone to zone. There is even a transport system so you can quickly go between the zones. So you can see this is the zone that I'm currently in, and you can actually get an idea of about how big that zone is. So the zones are not like massive by any stretch, but they're still pretty good size. But I could go over to Overseer Hill, and I could do entering neighbor zone. So here's this zone, and you can basically just go from zone to zone to zone. You can also display like the entire map, and you can actually see where you have quests or where you might have things to do based on that. But let's get back into combat.
That
Kill
enemy
some
looks
more
strong.
things.
I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
Oh, do we have a strong enemy here? Where's that at? She said something about a strong enemy. I don't know which one you're talking about. Let's fight these. Oh, this guy, this yellow guy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave him till last. Let's kill the little ones first. Ow, he just took half my health.
How's this? You got company.
One complaint about this game has been the amount of combat dialogue, because basically they just don't ever shut up. It's just non-stop talking. And in the demo, people were asking for a volume slider for that, but they never did add it in.
I need you, remember?
All right, I'm charged up now.
I'll crush you.
So this is a big ultimate on solo.
Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
Very Dragon Ball Z. All right, now we have nothing but the big one left, and he's almost dead.
That freaking does it.
Healing circle.
Do they not teach you? Not to a Renin, they don't.
That wasn't too bad.
Great.
So we actually got some level 3 and level 2 resources there. That will be for either crafting new weapons or upgrades. There's a bunch of floaty guys over there. So here's some stuff we can actually loot. I'll go ahead and grab this stuff here. I will say the story in this game has been pretty good. It's about 70 to 80% voice acted.
I hate
And
camping
most
out.
of that has to do with the main quest. I don't think, off the top of my head, I don't think I've seen any of the side quests that are actually voiced.
I won't forgive you.
So again, I'm going to switch targets here over to this side. Let Xion come in with an ultimate. I can also switch to one of the other characters. There's a big ult.
Flashing bang.
Way to go.
After this fight, I'll switch over to Xion, who's gun-based, just to show you how a different character actually plays.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you.
But yeah, a lot of fun with the combat system.
Do it. Get toasty.
Burn strike.
Bam! Nuke that guy.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah, you are kind of lucky. I'll also show you how switching characters in the middle of combat works for anybody who's interested in that. So what I can do here real quick is I can go to this screen and I can just switch very quickly. So we'll go to Xion. So now I'm switched. So again, she's all gun-based. I'm also doing her as my healer. So I can come in here and just start popping these guys
You're mine.
with the gun.
Excited. It's over.
Whoop. There's a perfect dodge. Yeah, she's 100% support right now. I could switch her over to like actual combat abilities if I wanted to.
We're cleaning house.
Whoa.
Let me take the rest of them.
Wow, someone's
Hey,
feeling
I am a
that.
healer. You need to leave me alone.
Rising Wyvern.
You're gonna charge me. Zoink.
Now, go.
Now you see with a perfect dodge, I got like an extra shot in there.
Where are you going? Not in your dreams.
So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down a healing circle.
In the wind. Air thrust. Healing goes.
All right, heal up, guys.
Thank you.
Lightning condemns. There.
But yeah, basically this game, as far as the characters or classes, there's kind of a class
this as
or
valuable
character
as I
for
think it
everybody.
is?
It's like if you want to play as the gun person doing healing, you can do that again, or you can switch her over to gun DPS. Rinwell is a straight spellcaster. Alphen is, as you can see, swords. Law is, you know, like a monk, and then there's some other characters that I don't have unlocked yet. But yeah, gives you a pretty good idea of how the combat works. These guys are a little bit tougher, I think.
This will be a
Yeah, they have like heavy armor. And the different characters actually specialize in different things. So Law is actually, he actually specializes in taking down heavy armor.
Watch this.
I kind of need my one ultimate. You gotta stay away from them blue orbs, and blue orbs will actually destroy you. But yeah, you can see how it's taking us longer to actually kill these things.
These fists have got your name on them. Anything in armor is all mine. Now you see what I can do.
So there's the armor break.
glacial
Knocked him over.
All aboard the victory train.
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Yeah, be careful. Well, here for a second, let's go ahead and camp, and I'll show you how the camping works along with the cooking. We'll also get into a little bit of story. The story is actually presented in a few different ways. There's this storyboard style thing that they do, which is actually pretty cool. I think the campsite is... yeah, it's up here. And then there's straight up like cutscenes and that sort of stuff as well. So you can actually talk to this guy. These vendor guys are all over, but you can see buy, sell, you know, very RPG-esque, forged weapons. Oh, that's right. We have a ranch that we can manage. I just recently picked that up. Let's go into craft weapons here for a second. Oh, that's actually a pretty good upgrade for him, but I don't have any Inferno Fangs. I need to find some Inferno Fangs. Oh, that's actually an upgrade too, and that those look weird though. I think I can change the skin on them. You know what? Let's go ahead and craft that. Sure, why not? Okay, let's take a look at I need some clay fragments, level 4. That's a cool looking gun, jeez. And you know what? I have some black thorns. I'm gonna come back to you. Let's see here. Do I have, oh, I can craft that for you. Didn't think I'd be crafting this much in this video, but hey, we're finding some pretty good stuff. What kind of a sword is that? It looks so weird. What? Thunder nail, huh? All right, let's craft it. Then let me go back to you here. Just wanted to make sure that I had enough materials. That is a crazy looking gun. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go into the create accessories and just kind of have a peek here. Let's go to enhance. So I could upgrade these. He has one for light damage. Okay. See, then I can choose modifiers. So what would I want to do for you? Move, escape speed, dark damage. Penetration's pretty good. Decreased aggro, not bad for Thorn Ore level 3. I do like the attack. I'm not doing any wind damage on him, though. I like that 15 to attack, though. And I don't want to be using 2s at this point. I want to be using 3s. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to take that 15. We'll mark that in. Begin enchantment. Enhance. Done. All right, cool. All right, let's go camping. We need to... Oh, I just unlocked another skill tree. For Alphen. Arms Collector. Sweet. Increases max AG by 1. Nice. He's got almost 2,000 points, so I can definitely spend some points in there.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Me too. So camping restores all of your health and all of your points.
I'm curious. You do any training, man?
Not really. Can't say I have a specific routine.
So it's just raw talent for you, huh?
It might just be because of how hard the Renans worked me. If you want to train, I'll join you.
Really? All right, let's do it!
Okay, so here's the cooking system. As we've been running around, we've picked up some cooking ingredients, and they will actually do certain things for us, which you can kind of see the cooking effect, and then you can see the ingredients required. You know, I've never actually done this vegetable juice for obtained ore. So let's go ahead and do that. And then you can choose someone to talk with before I actually cook it. Looks like Shion might have something.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Shouldn't you be resting?
I wanted to talk with you for a bit.
I don't really want to talk right now.
Right. I'll, stop bothering you then.
I didn't say you were bothering me. Sorry. Don't take it personally. I'm just not used to being around other people, so I don't really know how to chit-chat.
Well, for a start, you let your guard down a little. Hey, here's a thought. What if you tell me about your childhood?
What with my thorns and all, I didn't really have one. Not to speak of, anyway. Although, I guess I did have one friend.
Who was it?
A really old doll.
Oh.
When I was a little girl, the doll was the only thing I could touch and hold without worrying about my thorns hurting it. I would do things like dress it up or sit it on my lap when I was eating. The two of us were practically inseparable.
Can I ask something?
Is it about the fact that I played with dolls?
No, it isn't. I only wanted to ask who gave you the doll in the first place.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Where is it now?
I had to leave it behind when I left Lenegus. I didn't have a choice. Most likely it's long gone at this point. I think it's time we go to sleep.
Wonder if there's a side quest to actually find that thing.
Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
But yeah, that's actually that storyboard sequence that I was talking about, so that comes up quite a bit. That's actually a pretty neat way of doing it. I don't recall I've ever seen another game that sort of does it like that. And as I mentioned, there's like your standard cutscenes and that sort of thing as well. But I think we'll go ahead and jump into my thoughts on this game and is it worth playing? So I'll tell you my initial reaction to this game is just like, okay. It's okay. And let me explain why I say that. There are so many of these action-based JRPGs out there, and it seems like they all do the same formula. This game is probably one of the best ones out there, and I would say that if you're a JRPG fan, you probably absolutely love this game. And I'll say that I've definitely enjoyed my time with it, but it's coming across to me as just a very average game. It's not really doing anything like super special or super unique. But what it does do is incredibly well done. As I mentioned, the movement's great, combat's a lot of fun, voice acting is good, visually it looks really nice, it has a very, anime art style. And we've definitely seen a lot more games here recently that have come up to that level. It's like, this could literally be a cartoon, or this could literally be an anime. Or I'm playing another game right now that could literally be a Pixar movie, because it just looks that good, not just in the cutscenes, but in like the actual gameplay as well. So this game definitely nails all of those factors, but it's just, if you're looking for a JRPG that's doing something like new and improved and all that, I don't think this game is that. So it's still good. I think I'd recommend it to everybody. It's a longer game, probably 50, 60 hours. Because most of these JRPGs are like that. Shoot, I mean, 100-hour JRPG, something like Persona or something, is not out of the question. You know, I wouldn't mind if they would come out with a game like this and it's like, oh, it's 20 hours. I think that would shock the world. But yeah, final verdict is that it's a very solid JRPG that doesn't really do anything special. So if you're looking for the next, you know, action-based JRPG, you'll probably want to check out Tales of Arise. I can see it being on some people's Game of the Year list. For me, I don't think so. You know, we have a lot of months left in the year. There's a lot of games coming out. Maybe as I keep playing this, it'll get better and better and better, which I've heard the story does. Just like as you get through it and deeper into the, you know, 30, 40, 50 hours, it does get better and better story-wise. But yeah, I don't, like right now, if you were to ask me, is this going to be on my Game of the Year list? I'm probably going to tell you no. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think that, ladies and gentlemen, will go ahead and do it for this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. Do all of the YouTube things. And thank you all so much for watching. Hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And we will see you guys next time. So have a good day, and we'll see you then.